Hi, welcome again to Tips for Seeing a Psychiatrist. This is the fourth in the video series, and this one is on unbearable feeling states and other things that are dangerous to overlook in psychiatric treatment. I've been thinking about what must I get across to you before the end of our fourth and final meeting. I decided that I want you to know what is dangerous to overlook, and I want you to keep looking for it in case it hasn't come up in the short time that I've had with you. The things that are dangerous to overlook are the same kinds of things that keep me and other psychiatrists up at night. The first is missing a diagnosis when there's a primary physical cause for the mental symptoms. For example, diabetes, iron deficiency anemia, and hypothyroidism can cause depression, and if they're not treated, they get worse and the depression does not improve. The second is an emerging psychotic process that had only mild symptoms at first. The third is undisclosed abuse of alcohol or drugs that undercuts the treatment and is not addressed. The fourth is an unknown inherited illness that makes taking antidepressants or psychostimulants potentially dangerous. The fifth is an underestimated level of progressively more severe biological endogenous depression because the student was able to maintain function despite profound misery that may have gone on longer than was appreciated. The sixth is an undisclosed state of a student's profound alienation from parents and peers that leads them to feeling unbearably unloved, different, and alone. The seventh is a student's experience of intolerable feeling states of frantic hopelessness, accompanied by impulsivity. These things put the student at risk for suicidal behaviors. All of these things can be addressed if found in time, but we have to be vigilant for them. I also want you to know that your working psychiatric diagnosis may change as more is known. For example, you may present with anxiety and attentional problems, and we may treat your attentional problems and find that your anxiety goes away and was mainly about performance. Or we might treat your anxiety thinking it was behind your problems with attention and find you actually have attention deficit disorder. In another case, we may think that you have depression and ADHD and then realize that in some cases the natural history of bipolar disorder involves looking first like ADHD, then unipolar depression, before bipolar disorder symptoms emerge in the 20s. What makes these situations important to understand and differentiate is that the treatments are different. When a psychiatrist sees you, they're seeing you at one point in time. It may take several points in time for a characteristic pattern to emerge. When you have finished viewing this video, I want you to go to the Georgia College of State University website and navigate first to the Counseling Center section and then to the section that says Resources and Required Assignments for Dr. Duffy. There you'll find a series of links to comprehensive discussions of various psychiatric diagnoses. These articles will give you more insight into what it is that you're struggling with. These articles will talk about specific diagnoses, but I want to take some time to talk about what feels to me to be what they have in common. And what they appear to have in common to me is a sense of being dispirited or ill at ease. It is sort of like a final common pathway of disruption of your spirit. It can feel like your body, life events, and the people around you all combine to make you feel disheartened and question your worth, your ability, your purpose, and your faith that it will work out, or that there is a path for you. Sometimes it feels like a cluster of things overwhelms your ability to cope, and the undertow feels like it's too strong. Sometimes the altered physiology from the depression results in your finding the negative in things and having automatic negative thoughts. It's important to realize at those times that your state is not permanent, that all of the events are not directed at you, and that this situation is not everywhere in your life or the world. By talking about this common sense of being dispirited, I want you to see that you're not alone in being dispirited, that we all as humans become downhearted and nervous, and that with help, you too can overcome it. It helps if you turn to those things that have inspired you in the past, whether that is religious belief, your family, the beauty of the world, the basic goodness around you, or the loving kindness of people you know. Reaching out could result in you reconnecting and having that feeling of acceptance that your negative thinking did not think was possible or deserved. I want to speak more specifically now about how you might approach unbearable feeling states. You'll find more resources about this in our book. Please stop and question whether your perception of your situation is being distorted because of your depressed world within you. Depressed mood and persistent difficulty enjoying anything are risk factors for suicide, but the various forms of anxiety can lead to a mood state that can feel almost unbearable. That makes anxiety, agitation, and panic dangerous. Like insomnia and psychotic thinking, all three of these manifestations of anxiety are very treatable. Relief from their urgent discomfort can be life-saving. The treatment works if you persist at it. You can learn ways of making the emotional pain more tolerable until you can escape it. You've been able to tolerate negative feelings before. You can learn ways of escaping the pain other than by ending your life. There will be a pain in life from loneliness, sadness, anxiety, and anger, but it does not go on forever. Think about the times when you felt bad before and the feeling eventually passed. What did you do then to get yourself out of the pattern of avoiding dealing with the situation and into your active problem-solving skills to get through it? For example, did you get busy with something? Did you call someone? Did you listen to music or distract yourself? Maybe you got out and tried to be around other people. Did you use your virtual Hope Box app or maybe call a helpline? Whom can you contact that will remind you that you won't feel this way forever, that you can and will be able to tolerate it, and you can do things to get out of feeling this way? If at all possible, speak with your family and friends about how you're feeling and give them a chance to help you. In your hopelessness, you may find it difficult to believe that they will respond. Reach out and give them a chance. You don't have to deal with these thoughts alone. In subsequent weeks, I'll be asking you to view video number 9 on sustaining hope in the series How to Get Ready for College in Trying Times if you haven't already seen it. Later, I will also want you to read the section on feeling suicidal in the PDF you have of Search: A Guide for College and Life. It's in Chapter 13, Improving Your Well-Being. In the published print book of Search, it runs from page 184 to 189. Remember to go to the GCSU website and navigate to the section with my name to find the other resources and assignments. Thank you.